As we're working with bookmarks, we might want to reconfigure our bookmarks so they direct the reader to a specific view of a page within our document. We're looking at the file guide-from-indesign.pdf. This is the file we created from InDesign in the previous video using the bookmarks generated from our authoring application. In this case, we can see that as we click on the bookmarks, they navigate us to specific pages within the document. Many of the bookmarks have nested bookmarks based on the paragraph structure of the content of the page, but those nested bookmarks simply take us to the same page. So clicking on one of the nested bookmarks is no different from clicking on the top-level bookmark above it. We want to modify these bookmarks to change the page view and bring the user directly to the content we want them to see when they click on the bookmark. We'll start working on page 4 as an example, the page on cattle egrets. Just below the cattle egret bookmark, we have a nested bookmark for the description section. What we'd like to do is to have this bookmark zoom the page to show the full width of the page and have it scroll down so that description is right at the top. Once we have this view showing in our screen, we can come over to the bookmark. If we right-click the bookmark icon for description or control-click on a Mac, we can choose Set Destination. It will ask us for confirmation, and once we click Yes, the bookmark is set to the exact view we have on our screen. We can test this by clicking the top-level bookmark for cattle egret, which brings us to the full page view fit on the screen. When we click Description, it zooms in, fitting the page width and putting description right here at the top. We can repeat this for distribution and habitat. We'll scroll this down to set the view, and then right-click or control-click on a Mac and choose Set Destination. Click Yes, and we're good to go. Once again, we can test by clicking cattle egret, which takes us to the full page, description takes us to that section, and distribution and habitat brings us here. Now let's try to set the diet section. We'll scroll this down so that diet is at the very top, and then we'll right-click here and choose Set Destination, and we'll click Yes. Let's test this out. We'll click cattle egret, then description, distribution and habitat, and then diet. But when we click on diet, it takes us forward to page 5. Now why is that? When we were creating this bookmark, notice that we had the page set right here, and that page 5 was actually covering more than half of the screen. Because of this, the destination linked to the very top of page 5 rather than the diet section on page 4 that we intended. To remedy this, we need to scroll down so that page 4 is covering more than half of the window. Then we can set the destination once more. And when we test it this time, we'll have the link taking us as close as we can get to the bottom of the page. So be aware of this. When you're trying to link close to the bottom of a page, make sure at least half the page is showing when you set the destination so you don't end up linking to the next page. Finally, let's look at linking to the photographs. In this case, we want to link to a zoomed view of this photograph. So we can use Control Spacebar on Windows or Command Spacebar on a Mac to get the marquee zoom tool. We'll drag to define the zoom area. We could also use any of the other zoom tools available. This zooms the image in, and we'll right-click here on this bookmark and choose Set Destination. We'll click Yes, and once again we can test it out. Cattle egret, description, diet, and then the image bookmark, and we zoom directly into the image. We click the top-level bookmark, and we're back to the full page. So we've set page views, including zoom levels and page locations, by modifying the destination of our bookmarks that we brought in automatically from InDesign. We'll need to work through the other pages of this document and adjust the destinations on each page to tweak and modify our bookmarks throughout the document. It's a little bit of work, but it's much easier than creating all the bookmarks from scratch.